What's going on, everybody? It's Colin back with another video, and today we're in the Legacy again, but this time we're actually going to be doing a very simple and easy install. Today's plan, I ordered some, what do you want to call that? I guess foot lighting, the lighting that would go up and under here to pretty much illuminate everything on the floor in front of you, down here, everything like that. And the whole plan today is to pretty much just get that installed in the car before I head out in a little bit, and it should be a very easy install. We're going to wire everything just like we did for the Starlight headliner, route it all into here, and get it all just plugged in right here. Other than that, should be a pretty straightforward install. So I'm gonna get the car over into the driveway and get right into it. Alrighty, with the car now in the driveway, I'm sure all of you can notice that the car is no longer silver. I actually ended up changing the color. This is wrap. I'll show you right here. The car is actually still silver underneath, but it is a full wrap on the car. My buddy ended up doing this full wrap. It's a color called Gloss Amber, or Gloss Rose, I believe it is. Gloss Black Rose, that's what it is. And I'm really happy with how the color turned out. It is now also on air, which is the airlift performance setup, pretty much just for like a stink eye WRX. Let me get all this stuff out of here and I'll show you the interior lighting we have. So, this is the interior lighting setup that we have. It is just some kit off of Amazon. I will give you guys the part number here. There it is. And I don't know if that code will actually work for you, but just a basic kit online. This was off of Amazon. I believe it was, I want to say like maybe like $20 or something like that. But let me open this up and see what is inside. So, looking inside here, we'll see what all we have, and it looks kind of like a small version of like a underglow setup. Let's see. We have zip ties, which are always handy. We have, what are these, screws? We have a bunch of little Phillips head screws in here. Instructions. I guess there's an app that we can use to try to change the color, and more instructions. But as far as the kit goes, let me get these twist ties off and fully unravel it. See how much length we get out of it, because I'm not sure. I guess we can also put this in the second row. So we'll see how that's going to work too. Okay, got everything all spread out from the plug to the cigarette outlet plug to the controller, all the way over to, this is the first for like the front row, because the wire goes through both sides, and this is for the rear, just because it only goes through one, and fully spread out. We're definitely gonna have plenty of room to go from the front to the rear, and that's the same on both sides. You can see it has a little pigtail where it splits right here. So I'm just gonna get right into things. I think I figured out something. So I started looking down here and checking out how I'm gonna route everything, and I actually was wrong in what I said about the orientation of the wires. So the one that just has the wire going to one end of it is actually the one you're going to stick underneath there. I have my phone flashlight, and I'll show you how I did mine. So I'm going to come underneath here, and you'll see I just stuck it to this plastic paneling. So where this plastic panel comes down, there's a flat section right there. It has three-sided tape on it. You're just going to take that off. And now I want to route the wire the most efficient way so you can't see it. And for my dash cam on the other side, I tucked it up behind here. So what I'm going to do is, you can see all the way back there, right there, is a little pop screw. And once I take that off, I can get behind there. I'll route this wire all the way behind there, route it all the way down along the side here, and back behind here, which behind here, I'll show you, we have our other wire. So this one here is the other one with it on both sides, and we're going to put it here, and we're not going to use this one in the front, and the reasoning for that as you can see right in there is where the cigarette outlet is, and that's the one I'm going to use. So the plug is connected to the double-sided one. Might as well put that in the rear so you don't have to worry about 2 wires in the front where you're going to see it the most compared to 2 wires in the back where it can be a little bit more hidden. So let's get to that. We're going to take care of the front and then worry about the back. And as you can see, that wire is fully tucked up in there. You can't even tell it's there. Fully tucked behind here. And let me grab my phone and I will show you guys. The wire just simply comes right back out over here, and we're just going to tuck that up and mount that underneath there somehow. But I'm going to worry about the passenger front now, and pretty much do exactly the same thing on that side. Don't forget, when you're up here, make sure you put this clip back in the same way you took it out. Just simply go up in there, pop the clip back in, and that's everything for that. Jumping over to the passenger side now, pretty much all we're going to do here is simply get all of our stuff out of the way and jump right into it. I still have the rear up front here, so let me quick throw that around into the back and pull the correct one up. It is a bunch of wires when you start, and it is going to seem a little intimidating, but just like that, we have the rear up front, and then we'll be sure that we tuck all of these around. We just want to make sure nothing's tangled, nothing's going to get caught up, because once we stick this 3M double-sided tape, you don't want to take it off because that's just going to decrease the life of it. You want to make sure when you put this in here, you don't have the cord facing towards my thumb. You want to make sure you have the cord facing towards my pinky over here. That way the cord faces towards here, so you can simply just tuck the wire up in there. Get the iPhone cable out of the way. That way you guys can see a little better. And let me get started on doing that now. When trying to figure out where to mount this over here, I actually just found that this area, right up here, you have the glove box comes down and there's this big opening right here. You can't even see it. So once this is up in place, you're not even going to see that it's up there. So hopefully it'll just look like there's light just coming right down from here. The goal with this is obviously to have the most OEM factory kind of look. That way it doesn't look aftermarket. You want it to, primarily look like it was designed to come this way from the factory. And now with all of that aside, we have it all tucked up in there, right here. And I put the wire right here. And this side has the same kind of panel, except there's no clip over here. This wire here is for my dash cam that comes out of the carpet right here. But for the wiring that goes here, I have it all just tucked up along the whole side here. I used the popper tool and just tucked it, and kept going. I unplugged my dash cam just to make this install a little bit easier, and I'll just plug it back in to keep from tangling up any wires. But now we're going to slide the seat forward and jump into the back and see what we can figure out with the wiring and how we're going to mount it. Now it is going to be a little bit harder to see back here, but this could vary a little bit because I do have the STI seats in. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you go check it out. But I have the STI seats in back here. I need to move this flap over so that you don't see this metal bar. But because of that, these seats on the bottom have this bar right here. Not sure if the OEM Legacy seat has that, but that's what I'm going to put mine on, is just put it on the bar under here and pretty much mount it just like that. You won't see it. So hopefully it illuminates it enough underneath here and it all works out that way. So I'm going to pull this double-sided tape off and get it all stuck in here. What I am going to do once that's stuck on, I'm going to take the wires, all of them, and I'm just going to tuck all the excess underneath here just like that. You can see how easy it is to just tuck any wires and just keep tucking them, and then obviously just push everything under, and it'll almost look like there's no wires. You might just have one coming up from the side that's going to have to plug into the cigarette outlet. Okay, and now I have this all mounted up. I know it's a little dark and hard to see, but you can see there's a few wires there. Now the seat is all the way forward, so all those wires will disappear once you go back, which I will show you right now. So if I just grab the seat, scoot it back, we're obviously going to take care of all that and put it in the armrest. But coming over here, you can see, you just see two little wires coming right there, but I mean, as far as everything goes, it's really not that noticeable. And we're gonna do that same exact thing right on the other side over there, because both sides are the same, and we're just gonna stick it to the same pole. So let me get that done and show you guys the finished product. So I actually did run into an issue over on this side that I honestly didn't expect to run into. I don't know if it's just with the STI seats or if it's with the stock Legacy seats as well. But as you saw over on that side, there was a bar that went underneath. It's hard to get an angle of, but there was a bar that went underneath here, and you could, you know, stick that onto, no problem. Well, the problem is there's no bar under here. There's that rod that you can see over there underneath, but it pretty much doesn't allow me to stick anything to it because the fabric's here and everything else is kind of just in the way. So the only idea I've come up with is I pushed this through here so that it could go underneath the rail, and I'm thinking about just sticking it like that onto the side of the rail. There's nothing that grabs on or is gonna hook onto it or clip onto it and, you know, rip anything or affect the wires. I'm gonna extra clean that, and that's one thing to remember, is to really make sure you clean everything before you stick the 3M. So I'm gonna super clean that and degrease it and everything, and hopefully the 3M tape will stick. So I'm gonna do that now and then get to the finished product. Okay, so I did figure one thing out. I can't stick it to the side of that because the seat slides back over top of it and actually clicks into those little latches right there. So I stuck it to the very, very bottom of it, and you actually can't see it at all. It kind of just disappears. So as you can see, come up front here and the seat slides forward and back and all that with no problem. So let's turn this on and see what it looks like for the final time. Hopefully this time everything will be great. And moment of truth for everything. And here we are. So honestly, really happy with how that came out. As you can see, getting a little darker now. Here is it on the color red. You can see it over there as well. But the best part is you can't see anything unless you're actually looking for it. And even then, it's kind of illuminated shadow. Here, it's just, you know, if you're sitting in here, this is what you're gonna see. So I'd consider it a success. I wish the rear illuminated a little bit better. You really gotta look for it to notice it. But, I mean, the front is what I was concerned about, or what I cared about. I do, once I build a tank setup for this, or a tank setup, a trunk setup, I do plan to get a kit just like this, hardwired it in to the power, and that way I can have the whole perimeter just one big kind of like underglow, you know, tank setup. But that's pretty much everything for the whole setup. I hope you all enjoyed yet another install. Obviously I'm no how-to or anything like that. I am just a DIYer, but this is an awesome little kit that you can get off eBay or Amazon, and honestly install relatively easy. This took me, I'd say, maybe 20-30 minutes to fully install, and you know, it's fully in, fully done, and ready to go enjoy. It just adds a little extra bit of character to the interior, especially for my interior, having the star headliner that I love. It helps kind of match color. And you know, I can set this on red and leave those on red, or there's a ton of different colors, and they also have that mobile app which I have to read up on. But yeah, enjoy, and I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Make sure you follow, subscribe, like, all that stuff, and you know, share this video with friends. Thank you, and bye.